Hey, this is Riley from McNaught Cadillac, and I'm going to take you on a tour of our 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT. Now, this is the first SLT that we've gotten on our lot so far, so I figured I'm going to take you on an in-depth look and go over all the new features and specs of this new 19 Sierra. Now, at first glance here, the first thing you're probably going to notice is not only that redesigned grille, but you've also got these C-shaped LED headlights now. So of course the LEDs are a lot more bright, so they're not going to have, GM figured they don't need as much room for their headlights now, so that's why they kind of carved out this section. They're going with that more modern look. And of course you've got your LED fog lamps down below, your forward-facing parking sensors, tow recovery hooks, and this nice sculpted, bold, redesigned chrome grille. As we move around the other side here, I'm going to talk about the engine real quick. You've got the 5.3 liter V8 engine that's relatively unchanged from last year's model, and that's going to be paired up with an 8-speed automatic, kicking out 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you're looking for a bit more performance, I would definitely consider the 6.2 liter option, which is going to kick out 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. Now, down here, you've got the 20-inch polished aluminum wheels with the all-season tires. And these mirror caps are also redesigned. You've got the lights here now, which are going to illuminate your work area at night. You're able to turn those on and off. And of course, they're not only power folding, but you've finally got side blind zone alert now, as well as your camera underneath, which is going to help stitch together your bird's eye view for your backup camera. Now, the side steps are also improved on the new Sierra. This one is the 6-inch chrome side steps. You've got some better grip though on this year's model. A problem with the previous generation was that you'd have some water splash up from the tires. That would ice up in the wintertime and be really slippery. But now they've kind of opted towards the same material that's being used on the in the bed liner, so you've definitely got a bit more grip now. Now, the door handles do feature your proximity locks, and you've got those buttons on all 4 doors, so if you're loading your kids up into the back, you don't have to worry about stepping up forward to unlock those doors as long as the key's in your pocket. Now, as we head around to the back here, you've got the enlarged corner step bumpers, which is also another improvement. So finally, if you've got your work boots on, you've got enough room here to fit your foot. And on the back end here, chrome rear bumper with the ultrasonic parking sensors. That's going to have your rear cross traffic alert. You've also got the 2 cameras here, your backup camera, as well as your trailer hitch view, which is going to essentially look straight down, help you when you're backing up into your trailer. Now, the new MultiPro Tailgate has a couple interesting functions here. If you press the top button, you're going to drop down and have a workbench here. You're also able to open up this section, and that's going to act as a cargo stopper. So let's say you've got some lumber in the back and it's sticking out of the box a bit. This is going to stop it from flying out. Now, if you want to open up the tailgate from the push of your key button, you're also able to do that. Just double tap the button. That's going to drop down like so. And there's also a button on the inside of the cabin to open this up. Now, the last feature I'm going to show you about this MultiPro Tailgate is if you push both buttons simultaneously, you're going to have the full MultiPro Tailgate experience, which is going to drop down that second portion as well as the regular tailgate. Now, this is going to be used, you've got this indent here, so you're able to step in and reach closer to what's inside your box. You've also got this nice little step here if you want to fold this out, and now it's going to allow you to enter the box much easier. There's also a nice little handle here if you want to grab onto that. Now, when you're done with everything, it's pretty simple to lift it all up. Simply close the first portion, and then the rest is going to basically fold up all at once. Like I said, easy to do with one hand. As we work our way around this SLT, we're going to pop open the back seat and take a look at the space you've got back here. Now, this is definitely improved from the previous generation. In fact, you've got an extra 6 inches of legroom between the front and back seats, as well as an extra 3 inches of headroom. So definitely a much improved interior experience, especially in the back seat, guys. Now, these seats do fold up nice against the back if you want some extra space here on the floor, as well as you have the cargo tray on the inside. Another cool feature is the storage space that you've got on the back of the seat rest. Really nice. You could fit your gloves, whatever else in the back, and that'll remain nice and hidden and warm. Now the door panel itself's pretty standard here. You've got your one touchdown windows. This is the dark walnut slate interior. You've got the real wood grain trim, nice leather materials and offset stitching. So it's definitely a really cozy interior. In fact, this particular truck has the all-weather mats, which is going to cover every inch of carpet back here, so you don't have to worry about getting that dirty. And I would definitely recommend that if you live in a northern climate. Now back here, in terms of features for the back seat, you've finally got rear heated seats for both exterior sides. You've got the USB-C port, as well as your standard USB and a 12-volt charging outlet. Not to mention you've finally got air vents back here too, so it's definitely going to be nice and comfortable. Now let's take a good look into the interior, the driver's seat here up front of the 2019 Sierra SLT. Now, as I mentioned before, this is the dark walnut slate interior. You've got the really nice perforated, heated and ventilated front seats here, the nice French stitching. These are also 10-way power adjustable controlled with your lumbar support. And once again, really nice GMC branded all-weather mats, which are an absolute must for this truck. On the door panel itself, you've got a couple features here, which includes your power folding mirrors, power adjustable mirrors, and your one touchdown windows. You've also got the driver's memory seat settings and your Bose premium audio system. All right, now we've gone ahead and taken a seat inside the 19 Sierra, and we've got plenty of stuff to go over in here. Now, starting off from left to right, okay? So we've got the all-new select terrain system right here. So if you want to change to tow mode, you're no longer going to have the button on your column shifter. It's just going to be a knob right here, and you're able to switch into tow mode, and that's going to basically indicate it right there on the center screen. Now you've also got a sport mode finally, which is going to tighten up your suspension just a little bit, tighten up the steering, and it's going to change how your transmission responds. So it's definitely going to give you a bit more improved performance, especially if you're not towing a trailer, guys. On the left here, you've also got your 4 high, your 2 high, and then your off-roading mode right here. Of course, this is auto 4x4, so if you want to leave it in auto, that's going to kick it into 4-wheel drive when it needs it. Now you've got all your light controls right here, including your mirror lights, which I mentioned right before. That button's going to be right down there. Now the steering wheel is really nice on this 19 Sierra, okay? So you've got the leather wrapped with a nice little stitching here, which is going to provide some extra grip. You've also got the heated feature, which is going to feel really nice on those colder mornings like today. You've got your cruise controls on the left-hand side, as well as your forward collision alert. Now down here, you've got nice aluminum inserts here on the steering wheel. Definitely gives it a nice solid and responsive feel. You've got the 5-point command center, which is going to control the center screen here on the dash. And you've also got your hands-free call buttons on this steering wheel as well. So I'm going to quickly go over the different options you've got on here. You've got your navigation, your phone buttons, your settings, and of course you've got all your radio info and tire pressure, oil life, all of that good stuff. So it's definitely really easy to use and pretty interesting. It also gives you brake pad life on here as well, which is really new. Now, perhaps one of the best new things they added is finally they got rid of the standard key and they added push start ignition. So you're able to use remote start to start this up from the app on your phone, or of course just start it up with the key in your pocket. That's not going to be an issue at all. Now the column shifter is relatively the same as last year's model, except this one's got a bit better feedback to it. I've noticed I don't drop it into neutral by accident as often. If I'm going for reverse or something, I'm not going to accidentally push it down too far. It's definitely got a nice responsive feel to it. Now we might as well show you the 8-inch touchscreen display. This is largely improved from the previous generation. Look how responsive this screen is finally. This is similar to the level of responsiveness as you'd find on your iPhone. Now take a look at this navigation system. Really beautiful HD navigation system, and look how smooth everything goes. You've got everything labeled out here. Really nice colorful display. So you're able to set up some interesting some hot spots. So if you've got your you want to set a destination as home or your vacation home or whatever, you're able to save some locations on here and easily access them whenever you want. Now in terms of audio connectivity, you've got your Sirius XM radio, which is going to come standard for 3 months. You've got AM, FM. There's no CD player in here anymore, guys, but you've got Apple CarPlay, you've got Android Auto, you've got Bluetooth, you've got SD card, you've got USB, whatever you want, but no CD player anymore, which honestly is okay in today's day and age. Now we're going to take a look at the trailering feature, which is also pretty interesting. You've got a full control over adding and removing trailers, so you could essentially add a new profile for your trailer, and that's going to essentially, the truck is going to measure its weight and measure obviously the different characteristics of your different trailers, and it's going to basically adapt to it quicker next time if you select that same trailer once again. Now you've also got the checklist feature, which is really nice here. It lets you go over a nice little checklist to ensure that you've got everything hooked up nice and safely. And I really love this feature. That's unique to the GMC Sierra lineup. Now last but not least, you've got access to download new apps, which I believe is going to have stuff like the Weather Network. You've got Pandora Radio and different features, but of course right now we're in demonstration mode, so it's not going to have everything available just yet. Climate controls are also accessible from the touchscreen, but you've got the nice hard controls down below if you'd rather use those physical buttons instead. And of course, we're going to go over the camera angles that I was talking about earlier. Now take a look at all the different camera angles you've got on this truck, okay? So you've got the wide angle reverse camera with your trajectory lines. And of course, that's going to work with your ultrasonic parking sensors to give you some audio feedback when you're approaching a vehicle. Now this is actually the wide angle view as I mentioned before. You've also got the top down view, which is going to be great if you're backing up close to a curb or something. And then of course you've got your hitch view, which is going to allow you to back up and connect your trailer hitch without having someone in the back spotting for you. Now the other camera setting you've got here is your side view mirrors, so that's going to give you obviously a wider angle view of the side profile of your truck when you're towing a trailer. Now if you press that again, the screen's going to go black, but basically you're able to get a camera to hook up to your trailer, which is going to give you the view from behind your trailer. So if you've got a really tall trailer that you can't see behind, that's going to display it. And once again, this black portion here on the screen, that's going to display your trailer camera, which you're able to hook up, and that's going to be, you're able to purchase that separately, hook that up, and once again, you'll have the side view of your truck and what's behind your trailer. Now last but not least, this is the other camera on the mirror, which is going to give you the front tire view. So of course, once again, if you're parallel parking or you're making a sharp turn, you're going to be able to see that and obviously improve your safety. Now heading down a bit lower here, all the climate controls, once again, dual zone. You've got the nice colorful LED strip accent lighting around here and really nice physical buttons in this GMC Sierra. I really appreciate how they kept nice, solid, and physical buttons. Now of course you've got the 9-way heated and cooled seats on the front. Once again, you've got the heated seats in the rear. Now a couple of the buttons you're going to find down here include your lane departure warning and lane keep assist. You've got your parking sensors, which you could turn on and off. You've got the auto start stop feature, which is going to save you money on fuel. This is the button which is going to drop down your tailgate in the back. You've got your hazards, your traction control, your power outlet, which is located in the box of the truck. And you've also got a button which is going to drop down all 4 windows from the push of a button. Now I'm going to warn you, you're not able to lift up the windows again. So once you drop all 4 of them down, you have to manually close all of them. But still, nonetheless, a pretty cool feature. You've got the trailer brake controller just below that, USB-C, USB 3.0, and you've got the 12-volt outlet and a nice 120-volt household outlet if you want to plug in a laptop or something. Now heading on a little bit lower here, you are going to find your wireless charging mat, which is enlarged from the previous generation, which is finally going to fit the iPhone 10 or some larger Samsung Note devices. Plenty of storage down below, 2 cup holders on the front, and you've also got 2 cup holders in the back here, which are going to be for those rear seat passengers, or if you want to keep an extra water bottle hidden out of the way. Now the armrest itself is really, really big. You've got your USB, your USB-C and auxiliary in here, as well as some wheel locks and whatever else, but essentially you've got a lot more cargo space, even a bit more than the previous generation, And you've finally got a light down here, so that's going to illuminate stuff in the dark if you're looking for your receipts or whatever at night. Now let's take a look at these glove boxes real quick. You've got the top portion, which is pretty small, but you've nonetheless got enough room for a couple gloves or something. And then the bottom portion here is going to have a lot more room for your engine block heater cord, and you've also got your owner's manual down there, so definitely a lot of space in the interior cabin. Now up here you've got the regular auto dimming mirror. On the ceiling itself, you're going to find your programmable garage door transmitters. You've got the slide and tilt sunroof controls, as well as your power sliding rear window. Now last but not least, you do have your OnStar buttons here on the ceiling. Of course, OnStar is going to come standard for 6 months, and it's a really great service to have in case you get into an accident. You've also got the button here for your interior dome lights, which are LED, and those are great because if you leave them on by accident overnight, they're not going to draw a lot of power. And another cool thing is here, when you turn them off, instead of just turning off abruptly, they actually fade out really nice and smoothly. So it definitely gives you the appearance that you're in a luxury vehicle, which is exactly what this Sierra is. So overall, that sums up the 2019 GMC Sierra SLT. Now, if you want to come take a look at this vehicle for yourself or go on a test drive, we would be happy to help you out here at 1717 Waverly Street. That's McNaught Cadillac.